Yo peeps, Mischief here. Welcome to Conspiracy Cupboard. It's very cold again in here today. It was -2 when I got to Marine this morning to get to work. Whew. So today we're going to continue our very British cryptids. So here we go. Cue the title sequence. There we go, title sequence away. It's really cold, so I'm going to show you this. Wait a minute, let's just get the camera up here. 1 second, there we go. So I've got Ravioli with me today. Say hello, Ravioli. Hello, Ravioli. So Ravioli's with me today. He's a bit cold. He's not actually my cat. He's one of the neighbour's cats, but he kind of lives in my gym studio slash thing. So today we're going to carry on with the very British cryptids. So this is very British cryptid part 2. I just want to say thank you very much for everyone that's subscribed recently. We're nearly at 300 subscribers. So thank you very much. That'd be a great Christmas present, wouldn't it, Rabs? If we have 300 subscribers. So today we're going to look into a few of more British cryptids, and we have first up the Hat Man. So the Hat Man is kind of a shadow figure. And I'm going to get into shadow figures and stuff when I look into time slipping and things, because some of them are mentioned in there. So the Hat Man, if you're not familiar, is a figure in urban legend more related to sleep paralysis than the paranormal. So this is kind of like the shadow figures that people see when they're paralyzed. So the Hat Man is a phenomenon commonly seen during sleep paralysis and high doses of delirant diphenhydramine. I'll write it on here. In which witnesses report seeing a shadow entity dressed in a top hat at some occasions, and on others with a fedora type hat, typically a detective kind of hat style. Not like that. Hey up, Governor! That wouldn't be very scary, would it, really? If an old chimney sweep turned up, hello, Governor, I can just clean your chimney, mate. Alright, I'm going to get down. Anyway. The Hat Man acts like a ghost and is almost always seen just standing there. This form can simply fade until witnesses can no longer see it, and has no apparent reaction to people who witness him. For example, many people have reported bumping into this entity, which does absolutely nothing for seconds or minutes. Then it moves around a bit and just vanishes, as if it couldn't see who bumped into them. This type of entity sometimes appears as a ghost to those who study the phenomenon. It looks like a ghost with a shadow person wearing an old-style hat. So this thing has been seen not just in Britain, but all over the world. But, you know, it's a British cryptid as well. It's been seen over here. Unlike a ghost who might have visible facial features, the Hat Man is a shadow in the dark. He is entirely with no details whatsoever. They're only a shadow. However, it is not always reported. The Hat Man has sometimes been mentioned as a distinct entity, and many times witnesses report that they feel utter terror upon seeing him. Many people have reported that this entity feeds on their terror and does not vanish. He simply walks away as any normal person would. This shadow has substance, that is, some people have touched it, and many paranormal researchers believe this entity should be studied. So this sort of leads me on to sort of other realms and dimensions. You know, it's one of my favourite topics. We're going to be doing some more episodes on this, obviously, in the time slipping thing as well. But these sort of shadow people have been seen all over the world. You know, really weird. What are they? I do often wonder whether they are some kind of entity from another dimension that's sort of crossing into here. Like the Doctor Who episode, actually quite a good version of that, where the Cybermen were coming through.
Here come the ghosts.
It's extraordinary. There are more ghosts than we've ever seen before, and it's happening all over the world.
As far as we know, the increase in ghost activity is harmless.
What have they got to do with the ghosts?
You ever listen, a footprint doesn't look like a boot.
Achieving
They're Cybermen. All of the ghosts are Cybermen. Millions of them. Right across the world.
That kind of thing. So, yeah. So in popular culture then, the Hat Man is featured in many trading card games, Metapseudo Cryptid Nation. And, yeah, so he is, well, he's terrifying. So if you've ever had an encounter with the Hat Man, let me know in the comments. Next up then is the Kelpie. So the Kelpie is a cryptid from rivers and lochs in Scotland and Ireland. In mythology, the Kelpie is described as a strong and powerful horse. It is a white and sky blue colour and appeared as a lost pony, but could be identified by its constantly dripping mane. Its mane and tail are a bit curly. Its skin was said to be like that of a seal, smooth but as cold as death when touched. Kelpies are said to transform into beautiful women to lure men to their traps. They created illusions to keep themselves hidden, keeping only their eyes above water to scout the surface. You think they'd have some kind of sonar-y kind of thing going on, but hey. The fable of the Kelpie varies by region. The Kelpie's mane is said to be sky blue in colour. The water horse is a common form of the Kelpie, said to lure humans into the water and drown them. The water horse could encourage people to ride on its back. Once its victims fell into its trap, the horse's skin could become adhesive, and the horse would bear the victim into the river, dragging them to the bottom of the water and devouring them, except their heart or liver. Maybe they just don't fancy that, or they leave that to the guys on the side. That's probably where haggis came from. Leftover bits from there, didn't know where they came from. Kelpie's just leaving them. Let's make haggis. So a common Scottish tale then is of 9 children that were lured onto a Kelpie's back, while a 10th kept his distance. The Kelpie chased the 10th child, but he escaped. Another more gruesome and macabre variation of the tale is that the 10th child simply stroked the Kelpie's nose, but when its hand stuck to it, he took a knife from the pocket and cut off his own hand, cauterizing it with wood from a nearby fire. Probably someone actually probably said that it was them. How'd you lose your hand? Well, you know that 10th boy? It was me. What really happened was that bloody Kelpie. He came right up to me, and he looked so cute. I just couldn't resist, and I put my hand out, and I touched my hand on his head. Just like that. And I had to just hack it off, because it stuck to it, and he was trying to pull me in the water, and I cut off my own hand. And I ran away, and I cauterized it with a piece of wood. So if you ever see a Kelpie, remember, don't friggin' touch it, or you'll lose your pissing hand. Yes, Uncle Terror. So there we go then. So the legend of the Kelpie. So make sure if you're near any lochs in Scotland or anywhere in Ireland, don't go around touching strange seahorses that come out of the water and lure you to ride on their backs. Oh, with lochs in mind then. I can't miss this gal out, can I? No, it's not you, Ravi. It is the Loch Ness Monster. Now, there's been many fake photos taken of Loch Ness Monster. There's been many sightings of her, many excursions, many expeditions searching for the Loch Ness Monster. I'm sure you've all probably seen lots of stuff about told Nessie. So then, the Loch Ness Monster, also known by the name Nessie, is probably the creature that most often leaps to mind when originally people think about cryptozoology, especially in the UK. The study of animals that may not exist, that is. Nessie is virtually a symbol of cryptozoology. This creature has probably been the object of more sustained media attention than any other individual type of cryptid, with the possible exception of Sasquatch, which obviously I can't cover on this bit because it's not seen in the UK. But I will do an episode on good old Bigfoot, Mr. Sasquatch, cousin of Nessie, and some less traditional cryptids such as grey aliens. I wouldn't really class grey aliens as cryptids, but we are going to be looking into 3 tribes of alien races in a couple of videos to come. So witnesses tend to describe an animal with a sleek, rubbery, blackish grey skin. About 20 feet long, Nessie usually has the serpentine body that is typical of sea serpents and lake monsters, furnished with lumps along its length. and one more set of paddles or sometimes stumpy legs. Nessie's head is often described as roughly seahorse shaped. Ooh, not a Kelpie then. Could Nessie be a Kelpie that people are mistaken her for, that she's going around dragging people in, which is why no one ever actually gets a decent photo of her or anything? Could be, couldn't it? She could be a Kelpie. Who knows? Rather than some kind of prehistoric monster, you know, or dinosaur. It may have a straggly mane running down its neck. Oh, this is more Kelpie-like, isn't it? And some witnesses report small horns or a crest, especially those who see the Loch Ness Monster from close up. Sometimes witnesses report a smaller, rounded, turtle-like head. This head is the one that seems to appear more famous in Nessie photos. Like I say, obviously, you're looking at some Nessie photos as I'm talking, and some bits about Nessie. Some of them have been proven to be fake. One of the more famous ones that was taken. So most Nessie witnesses describe creatures similar to sea serpents or plesiosaurs. However, some describe creatures similar to an extinct species of carnivorous whale, a Baleosaurus. The first serious wave of Nessie sightings came in 1930s, and they have continued ever since. So there's a picture here for you of St. Columba famously encountering a water demon in the River Ness in Scotland. Just thought I'd add that in there. That's from the 6th century. So, we've had these accounts of sea monsters and monsters in lochs for years. Of sightings that started today's fad. There were older legends of water dragons and kelpies in Loch Ness, obviously, as I just mentioned. So could she be an extension of this kind of thing? On the 22nd of August, 1564, St. Columba famously encountered a water demon in the River Ness in Scotland. Cryptozoologists and various authors claim that this 6th century account was the first sighting of our lovely Nessie. So let's look into a couple of explanations then for our Ness. If Nessie is an animal, if it had to be a mother at one point, there had to have been a viable breeding population for the species, however. Some more unconventional theories suggest that Nessie comes from some type of space-time anomaly, causing a plesiosaur or a Baleosaurus, or even some say a sauropod, to transport to present day. Even stranger theories suggest genetic experiments or mutations, though these are all considered very unlikely cause to presume that the creature exists in the first place. The idea of horns may sound ridiculous, but it may have some credence to if the Loch Ness Monster is actually a Zegulodon, a primitive species of whale, because the Zegulodons were only a few steps removed from the Meleochilds, Urglate predators, and ungulates often have horns. Most Nessie theories suggest that this family of plesiosaurs. Other theories suggest that Nessie has a large, like leech. Obviously, Nessie's been made into films, been in popular books and lots of entertainment. So let me know what you think now. I'm going to wrap up with just these three. So we've got, obviously, the Hat Man there. We've got the Kelpie and the Loch Ness Monster. So do you think Nessie is a Kelpie? Do you think maybe she is some kind of time-traveling being from another time? What do you think, Rabs? Interesting. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to do another part 3 of this. Just for your viewing pleasure, I am compiling all these into a book called Very British Cryptids, which I'm not sure when it will be released. I'm just writing stuff up now and getting some more information for it, and it'll probably be a couple of part of book. And I'm going to do some kind of smaller spotter's guide kind of thing to cryptids. So it should be a good little present when I get it out there. So look out for that. So anyway, next couple of episodes coming up, it will be part of the disclosure stuff again. I'm going to be doing some bits about Christmas and sort of news stuff on what's going on. Hopefully some bits of comedy along the way. And we've got obviously disclosure stuff, and then I'll be doing the cryptid part 3, and obviously a bit about time slipping. So just before I get to that episode, if you've ever had an experience with deja vu or any kind of like weird time anomaly or something, please leave it in the comments for me. And yeah, what do you guys think about these cryptids as well? Let me know, and let me know if there's any cryptids you would like me to actually cover as well on a separate topic. So anyway, until later, from me and Ravs, that is it. And we shall see you later. Say bye-bye. Bye.